On the road, looking for a win against an Eastern Conference rival. The Miami Heat are ready to get this thing started. Buckle yourselves in, everybody. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. And so the tip-off, it's Miami. So here's Miami's starting group. Dang and Bosh, your small and power forwards. Dragic is joined in the backcourt by Wade, and it's Whiteside in at the center, filling out the middle. A second chance effort, and he lays it up and in. Whiteside's got the opening basket of the game for the Heat.
And the rebound and the follow show you what he is all about. Gritty and determined with a soft touch to match. Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
Here's Wade after the made shot from Monte Ellis. Wade passes to Bosh. The shot's good on the assist by Wade.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
We've got 22 seconds left here in the opening quarter. And it's Hill penetrating. This is to Allen. Kicks it out to Ellis. It's Hill on the wing. Allen, a screen on Bosh. Shot clock at 2. Hill, no good.
And with room like that off the pick, you have got to knock that one down.
And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. It's the Heat leading by 3. After this break, we'll be back with the start of the second.
I think I had that on my...
And Monte Ellis is still trying to prove people wrong now in Dallas after their quick exit from the playoffs a season ago. Clark, it's been a decade in the league now for this very talented guard.
And you know, that kind of relentless determination is really something Monte is known for, and one of the reasons he has been around for 10 years in the NBA as a consistently good player and lethal scorer.
And off we go, a close game now starting the second quarter. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Heat?
Just the way they've been able to pound that backboard. I think that's been the difference.
Establishment of a good low post presence, a big part of the success.
On the floor for Miami, they've got Winslow. Stoudemire out there with Chris Bosh. Then there's Gerald Green, and it's Chalmers in at the point guard position. Miami shooting their first free throws of the game right now.
And talking about last season, this team hit just 74% of their free throws. I'm sure they were hoping for better than that.
And I know the free throw shooting is an area they focused on improving coming into this season.
Paul George is checked in for the Pacers. Ellis comes in for Rodney Stuckey. The Heat also changing it up. Luol Deng is checked in for Winslow. And Dwayne Wade subbed in for Gerald Green.
No need to rush here. They can play for one shot.
Yeah, and I think the way you do it, you're patient as you indicated, and wait until about the 5-second mark before you get into your play.
Here's Ellis. Drops in the breakaway lane. Ellis has got his second bucket.
And a nice 1-2 punch there, guys. Great defensive play and great basket in transition.
And a pretty tight.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, joined by... It was a closely contested first quarter for Miami. And that'll do it for now as the second...
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. Chris Bosh really making a difference here.
Just a quality performance. And, you know, we do expect to see that from him, but he's always setting the bar high for himself. And sometimes I think we just kind of get numb to how good this guy really is.
And, Greg, you know how it was as the marked man when you were playing on great teams in your past. It's hard to perform when everybody's locked in on you. Be able to play like he has when you have a reputation of being the guy, that's impressive.
Hill is out there with Ellis. Then it's Paul George. Then it's Turner. And it's Allen in at the 4 spot. That's the group starting the second half for Frank Vogel. Indiana trailing here. Outside Hill. Feeds it to George. There's 18 seconds left in the third. Turner. That ball's nice feed that time from George.
And some kind of switch must have been flipped at halftime because both teams are getting after it.
Man, I tell you, partner, this has been some fun basketball, and they don't look like they're slowing down at all. You better strap your seatbelt on here.
Count that one. Wade's got his second bucket of the night.
Nice move and finish. I think the halftime break really gave him a second one.
Let's do it. Go. Defense. And we're set to start the action up here in the fourth quarter. And if it's anything like the first three, we should be in for a treat. Our fourth quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. On the floor for Miami, Gerald Green out there with Stoudemire. Then there's Dragic. Then there's Chalmers. And it's Whiteside in at the center. Pacers with the rebound.
Well, he won't miss many of those, especially with the defender not in the best of positions here.
And Miles kicks to Mahinmi. Shoots from the corner. And it's Miles missing.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
There's 18 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Now Dragic. Now the pass to Stoudemire. It's in!
I like the recognition of the mismatch there, immediately making the defense pay.
And the Pacers call time here. They're losing by 3. 5 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Guys, your thoughts?
With this much time remaining, they should be able to get themselves a decent shot at the basket. Still, a contested three is never an easy shot.
Outside Turner. Hill for the tie. Got it! Got it! What a George Hill! And what great competition we're seeing so far. After regulation, the stalemate. And we'll see now how these two teams in these few minutes of basketball pan out. Courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineup for us now in overtime. And so in the game for the Pacers, we've got George Hill. Paul George is out there with LaVoy Allen. Then there's Ellis. And it's Turner in at the 5, roaming the paint.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Definitely saved the layup with that foul, and it'll make him earn them from the line, and that's what you want to see.
Amari Stoudemire is checked in for Luol Deng.
Even with the miss, he got the big one there to put him in front.
It's George on the wing. The quick look, no good that time. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. A drive by Wade. The rebound by Turner. And that's an intentional foul. Good on the first, and that will put them up by 2. And some changes here for the Heat. Whiteside comes in for Amari Stoudemire. And it's Dang in for Winslow. And so he drops them both. It's a 3-point game.
Yeah, those free throws make things a little more simpler right now. They just have to guard against the 3-point.
And the Heat call time here. They trail by 3. 23 seconds left in the first overtime. What do you think, guys?
And there's still time left, so we don't necessarily have to go for the 3. A quick, easy bucket inside will do.
Well, I think the clock's a little short here for that. I mean, I'm not quite sold on the quick 2. I think they've got to look for a quality 3 to try to tie this thing up based on where the clock is right now.
It falls!
Watch out, D-Wade has caught fire.
And they stop the clock as soon as they can with the intentional foul.
They had to foul, and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
And you know what, Greg? Who knows? A few misses at the stripe, and they're right there within range. You know, late-game free throws are a lot different than early-game free throws in terms of making.
And the Heat call time here. They're down by 1. There's 14 seconds left in the first overtime. Action has been terrific. Guys, your thoughts?
And really no need to rush. Still plenty of time to get a good look.
Well, if they've got a play that they use to get a quality shot, this is the time to run.
It counts, and the
Don't take your eyes off of him because he can make plays from multiple spots on the floor. Put the isolated cam on him.
Well, that's just clutch work, really. That's all you can say. A little bit of D now, and they'll be out of here with a win.
Timeout called the Pacers. They're losing by 2. 1 second left to play in OT, and this battle continuing. What's your take, guys?
Under 2 seconds remaining, you got to hurry it up. Get the ball up quickly and take one dribble and get it to the middle.
Can't connect. And so the big win by Miami in a tight game. They escaped with a victory, although they needed Clark an extra period to get it done.
Well, I think it was one heck of a ball game. Both teams gave great effort, and the bounces just went there.